For many of us, high school graduation is the first big milestone in life. It's the end of childhood and the ceremonial crossing of the bridge to adulthood.
For a college graduate, it may be the end of school and the beginning of a new career, but this year, that moment will look very different.
Denver 7's Nicole Brady goes 360 to find out how ceremonies will look and what it'll take to give the class of 2020 a sense of closure and hope for the future.
The class of 2020, it seems their graduation year was always destined to be special, but nobody ever imagined it would be anything like this.
I can't complain about my situation because 1 year was taken away from me. Some people lost their lives.
A celebration shouldn't be shrouded with fear of getting sick.
There's fear and disappointment, also excitement and hope, and yet still no final decision as to how these students will graduate. So we wanted to go 360 to find out, is there an appropriate and significant way to honor the class of 2020 without risking lives? We talked to a grandparent who wouldn't risk going to an in-person celebration right now, a student who's the first in her family to graduate, a valedictorian, and schools that understand how important this milestone has always been through history. The class of 2020 is certainly not the first to have their ceremony interrupted. 50 years ago, during the Vietnam War, protests canceled graduations across the country. And of course, some of those students had to leave high school to go fight.
My generation, we were a tough generation.
But grandmother Stacy Bowling says this generation has come through trying times too.
They were born in a real difficult time in life for everybody. And they're going to go into the adulthood world in the midst of chaos.
This week, she was supposed to watch her first grandchild, Zach, cross the stage at Red Rocks. But she thinks canceling was the right call.
It's too risky right now. They still don't know enough about this. I don't think we would go if they did do it. I don't even know that my daughter and my grandson would do it.
So what's the alternative? One option is to postpone and hope.
We know how important this milestone is.
Douglas County schools are looking at late June or July for an in-person ceremony. But there's another option, a virtual graduation. Dr. Tucker says they're making plans to record the speeches.
I would be the last person on this planet to say these virtual graduations and these parades and these alternative graduation ceremonies are better or as good as the real thing.
In Inglewood, a small district, they're planning to do something as close to the real thing as possible, knowing that for many kids, postponing till later this summer isn't ideal either.
There's no guarantee that we can get everybody back together. We have students that are going off to the military. We have students that are joining the workforce or moving out of the area or out of the state. And so unless we're able to capture them here in May, that's going to be the last time we truly have the class of 2020 together.
The whole city will honor Inglewood grads with a 1.5-mile-long street parade to allow social distancing.
They'll be in their cars, they'll be wearing caps and gowns, and so while it's not the same as parading into the field house or walking across the stage, they're still getting that party type atmosphere, that celebration sort of event.
It's not as though this year's seniors aren't being celebrated. Yard signs decorate lawns in their hometowns.
I'm here to say congratulations.
Celebrities are giving commencement speeches. The former president and first lady are hosting a virtual ceremony on YouTube. But when it comes to the students, none of this quite compares to what they've always imagined.
My name's Isla Anderson, and I'm the valedictorian at North High School.
Isla Anderson has been working toward this achievement since freshman year. Graduation day would have been her shining moment.
I've been writing my speech, and it's just not how you would usually write a speech because you don't know how you're going to give the speech.
But it's not just for her. She says her close-knit class wants to celebrate together.
I would really like to see the rest of my classmates, and I think it's important that we get celebrated in person all together.
There was some murmur about a virtual graduation too, but everyone shot that down pretty quickly because nobody wants that. I didn't want that.
Nhi Nguyen was born in Vietnam. She's the first in her family to graduate from high school.
The fact that I'm able to graduate high school and be able to go to a higher institution to be able to continue my education is really important for me. But I would like to have that moment because 13 years of school and in a very new country, and then working all that time to just be given a diploma with no recognition is a little sad, in my opinion.
The class of 2020 may not get the graduation they envisioned just 2 months ago, but what they're learning right now will help them leave their mark on this world. Isla is going to school to study microbiology and infectious disease. Wynn plans to major in criminology. And there's one word that everyone is using to describe this class: resilient. One grandma's letter to her grandson is a message for a generation.
I'm sorry for the fear and the losses you're enduring right now, and you will never be able to have a redo for what is being missed. I believe that you will come through this with scars, but you will be stronger and better. And because each and every one of you will learn from this, mankind will be better in the end.
Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
Several celebrities have signed on to give virtual commencement speeches as well, and we are doing our best to honor the class of 2020 right here at Denver 7. Every Friday morning at 6 a.m. we are sharing pictures of graduates to celebrate. We've partnered with Metro State University for this. You can upload a picture of your favorite grad on the denverchannel.com. Just look for the Congrats to Grads logo, and there you can also view the pictures we've already received.